with fictional facts and spicy sides from breaking headlines to vacuum whispers.
All served hot and fresh. Happy Monday. I'm Paolo del Rosario. Glad to have you with us.
I'm Dominic Camozzi, and this is The Daily Dish.
And I'm Mai Rodriguez. Join us in the next hour and a half where the news meets the stories that matter to you. First of all, welcome Dominic to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well,
really excited.
Great to have someone new on the show. Great to have someone new for the network. So really excited to have you here. How do you feel first and foremost?
I'm feeling all the emotions.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I moved to the Philippines about 3 years ago from California. I was working in tech back in San Francisco.
Yeah.
And then I had a sabbatical. I fell in love with the Philippines, getting more acquainted with my culture and my roots, and decided to call this home now.
Oh, and I'm so excited for you here now on BNC, trying something a lot more different than tech, it feels like.
Yes.
And
So,
I
yeah. Definitely
heard
different.
you were designing apps for a
Yes,
while?
I still design apps on the side. That's what my main passion is. But I love, since I've been in the Philippines, I've got to experience a little bit of modeling, commercial work, so it's been
Very
fun.
interesting.
Oh, wow. I'd love that. And you know what? You just experienced the Holy Week season recently, and
did.
the whole of the Philippines shuts down, except for when you go to all these vacation places.
It's a long break.
Yeah,
and for
exactly.
people traveling, they would pass by these processions. That's
Oh,
been
my goodness.
tradition
Actually,
during the season.
I was going to bring that up because you
Bring it
deal
up
with
because-
tech. Because he deals with tech, and then may AI ngayon na procession.
Yes.
Yeah.
They use AI in some of the processions that we've seen recently. In fact, it sounds a bit like Waze. When you do the
Like very
rosaries.
automated.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
automated.
This is a prayer
Yeah.
that's been programmed already. Instead of traditionally, it's live. The prayer should be recited live. Right?
Yes.
So was there backlash because of this?
Yeah, you know, people are making fun of it. It really takes away from the whole spirit of Holy Week, you know?
And the heart.
Oo, I mean, like, kulang na lang, you know, in 800 meters, Jesus take the wheel. Yan na lang. I mean, like, you know, it's just one of those things that it feels just so strange. But, you know, despite all of that, we also got great Easter messages from all over the world and actually from outer space.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, so the Artemis II recently celebrated their Easter 168,000 miles from Earth.
Yeah.
And there was a message from one of the astronauts that's going viral. It's been praised for its grace and for its poignancy.
Yeah.
Diba? And then it's a call to humanity, is what it is.
Yeah, I know, especially with all the times today, right? You know, there's obviously that conflict in the Middle East. People are worried about all these types of conflicts. But then it's nice to see that someone literally out of this world has been putting out this message of unity and peace and all of
So
that.
if you have time, guys, listen to this message from the astronauts at Artemis II. This is the first astronaut mission to the moon since 1972, and this is huge. And actually, the flyby to the moon is today. It's happening today.
Oh, I'm excited to hear more about
Have
that.
you guys seen the photos of the Earth and the moon?
Yeah, no,
Yes,
it's amazing.
beautiful photos.
It's insane. I mean, like, you know, it puts everything in perspective, right?
Definitely.
And I'm excited to see, well, hopefully what comes out of this is really putting everything in, like, we're all in one Earth.
Yes.
So
Yeah. We all
it's
share
part of
this
the
one
message.
home.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Like, take
it was
care
part
of
of the
it.
message from the astronauts, and hopefully it really leaves a mark.
Speaking of the Easter message, what did you guys do this Holy Week?
Well, me personally, it was because my family really tries to keep it solemn, so we don't really travel. So we did our Visita Iglesia, we did all the 7 churches. I know some people who did 14. I don't know if we could do
14
that.
churches?
Yeah, they did it twice. I don't know. Maybe they needed all the brownie points.
Yeah.
But wait, you're
Dedication.
supposed to do only how many?
Seven.
Oh, seven.
Yeah. Yeah. So we
Just
did
the rosary at each one. No?
Yes. So I mean, like, it's just one of those things. So yeah, that's what we did. But you had a wedding to attend, right?
Yeah, my baby cousin got married, so we had the whole family fly in from all over the world.
Oh,
and
that's great.
The first time we've all been together in maybe
Yeah.
5 years.
You know, and
Awesome, you get to spend some time with your family.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you know, the funny thing is, the reason why we're here is because your usual co-hosts are still out on vacation.
I don't know, I think Mo's gonna be out for 3 more weeks.
Yeah.
Chal, hopefully is gonna be back next week. And Ferdi, I hope you get your way back here quick.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Good luck,
Guys,
Ferdi.
wherever you are around the world, safe travels, and we can't wait to have you back here. We'll keep your seats warm.
Yes, also it's a brand new week. It's the first Monday of April already, and tomorrow we are gonna face another sharp fuel price increase. They're saying diesel is gonna go up by 17 to 19 pesos per liter. There's the projection up on your screens right now, gasoline by 4 to 6 pesos. So better gas up today.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like we're also been featuring here on BNC on the various shows that we have here, people adapting more of EV as well to try and get over this. Of course, different ways to commute, active mobility. We are all feeling the pinch. We are all feeling the anxiety sometimes when you look at the gas prices. So it's so interesting to see how people adapt to all of this, especially with the current situation we have in the Middle East right now.
Yes, and there's this nagging question. I mean, how are we gonna survive this if this tension in the Gulf region in the Middle East escalates or gets extended some more? That's why we're following this story in the news today. But first, our guest today, very exciting show.
Yeah, exciting because as how do I say this? As scary as that news might be, we have a lot of light and happiness on this show because we have a model, host, and entrepreneur, the 2024 Universal Woman, Maria Gigante, here to talk about woman empowerment in particular. I follow her on social media. I was checking her out, and really the messages that she has for us, I'm sure, is great to spread here early on.
We'll also be talking to Cebu-based fashion designer Cary Santiago, and this is very exciting because she's gonna tell us about the achievements and the movements in the fashion industry.
Yeah, no, and both our guests, I believe, are both from the Visayas region. So a lot of our friends there I'm sure, will enjoy the show in particular.
Right. So stay tuned for those conversations coming up. But first, the headlines. In today's headlines, the Philippine National Police reports no major glitch after the Holy Week break. U.S. President Donald Trump extends the deadline for Iran to open the Strait of Hormuz. In sports, Gilas Filipinas women take home silver in the 2026 FIBA 3x3 Asia Cup. And later in the show, we'll talk to 2024 Universal Woman Maria Gigante. We'll also speak with Cebu-based fashion designer Cary Santiago. Stay tuned for that. The Philippine National Police says the Holy Week observance throughout the country ended without much incident. Andrea Salve is reporting to us live from Manila. Hi, Andrea. What else did the PNP say?
The PNP reports a generally peaceful nationwide observance of Semana Santa with no major incidents disrupting the religious tradition. As of April 5, the PNP recorded a total of 4,617 incidents nationwide. These include 59 drowning incidents, 527 focused crimes, 566 fire incidents, and 3,465 vehicular accidents. PNP Chief General Jose Melencio Nartates Jr. notes a significant drop in focused crimes during the period. However, he stresses that authorities will continue to strengthen coordination and public safety measures. With the leadership of their mother agency, the Department of the Interior and Local Government, the Safer Cities Plan has begun. The program is anchored on building safer communities through focused, measurable, and sustained action. Among its key goals is the institutionalization of enhanced joint police and barangay patrols, particularly in high-traffic areas such as schools, churches, transport terminals, and recreational sites. Interior Secretary John Vic Rimulya also vows an intensified crackdown on public disturbances, including outdoor drinking, videoke sessions beyond 10 p.m., and walking shirtless or half-naked in public. He adds that a strict 10 p.m. curfew for minors will also be enforced. Rimulya says these measures are already being implemented with plans to expand enforcement nationwide. The public is reminded that 911 hotline remains open for emergencies, complaints, and reports. Mai?
Thank you, Andrea Salve, reporting to us live from Manila. NAIA's private operator is assisting injured victims from a ceiling that collapsed at the airport last week. Hannah T is reporting live from the NAIA. Go ahead, Hannah.
The private operator of NAIA will shoulder all the medical expenses after a collapse of a ceiling here at Terminal 1 left 7 people injured on Good Friday. The new NAIA Infrastructure Corporation, or NNIC, says it is providing full assistance to the victims, all of whom have already received medical attention and are now in stable condition. The incident happened at around 10:43 a.m. at the Arrival Extension area, which is a newly opened section meant to ease congestion during peak travel periods. Debris from the ceiling fell onto a waiting area outside the terminal, striking individuals who were there to fetch arriving passengers during the Holy Week rush. The area was immediately secured and inspected, with the NNIC saying surrounding structures have been cleared for normal operations. But beyond the immediate response, a full investigation is now underway. The Department of Transportation has directed both the Manila International Airport Authority and the NNIC to determine the cause of the collapse and submit a detailed report on the facility's structural safety. Officials say this will also guide measures to prevent similar incidents in the future. The incident has also reached the Senate, with Senator Raffy Tulfo calling for stronger and more proactive safety inspections in airports nationwide. He stressed that while the response was swift, incidents like this should not happen in the first place. For now, my operations here at Terminal 1 remain normal as authorities continue to investigate what caused the incident.
All right, Hannah, can you tell us about the situation right now at the NAIA? May mga pahabol pa bang umuwi from the Holy Week break? And how is the management assessing yesterday's crowds and the handling of travelers coming back?
For today, this is the expected busiest day according to the new NAIA Infrastructure Corporation across all NAIA terminals this Holy Week, with an estimated 158,800 passengers according to the NNIC. At base naman dun sa foot traffic, kanina kasi pinuntahan natin yung NAIA Terminal 3 kung saan yun din yung inaasahang pinaka-busy na terminal ngayong Holy Week Exodus. Madalas sa mga nakakausap nating mga pasahero ay galing sa iba't ibang probinsya na pauwi na sa kanilang mga tahanan dito sa Metro Manila. Yung isa ay galing daw sa Bicol, kung saan nag-spend sila ng Good Friday hanggang itong linggo at Sabado at Easter Sunday doon sa probinsya dahil tradition na raw nila doon pumunta at mag-spend ng kanilang Holy Week. So far, ang operations naman dito sa NAIA across all terminals ay nananatiling normal, bagamat merong mga ilang insidente na na-report, kabilang yung nitong weekend na na-report sa patungkol sa isang pasaherong nawalan daw ng cash at kasalukuyan na ring iniimbestigahan ng authorities.
Okay, thanks, Hannah. Good to see you. Hannah T reporting live from Manila. Holy Week is over and tourists are returning home, but how did Baguio City handle the surge of visitors amid rising fuel prices? Abante's Alex Asalil is joining us on the line from the summer capital. Hi, Alex. Go ahead.
My tourists in Baguio City are now heading back to their respective provinces following days of steady arrivals in the summer capital. Despite the ongoing oil crisis, the state has recorded a surge of visitors, especially during the peak of the holiday, with Saturday seeing one of the highest arrivals. However, compared to Holy Week 2025, tourist numbers this year remain lower, reflecting the impact of rising travel costs. Even so, the influx of tourists brought relief to local businesses, particularly those heavily reliant on visitors. From restaurants to souvenir shops, many establishments reported improved sales during the long holiday break. As the week ends, a steady outflow of passengers is now being observed in bus terminals as travelers return home. Meanwhile, as April begins, the city is gradually experiencing summer conditions, attracting more visitors looking to ski the heat and lowland areas. Locals remain optimistic, expecting another wave of tourists in the coming weeks. While numbers may be lower than last year, Baguio's appeal remains strong even rising costs.
So business has been good, pero considerably mas konti yung nagbakasyon dyan sa Baguio City, ano, Alex?
Yes, so we can notice na bumaba talaga ito ng 50%.
Alright, maraming salamat. Alex Asalil ng Abante reporting. The Energy Department says the discussion to amend the oil deregulation law is long overdue. On BNC's Agenda Weekend, Energy Secretary Sharon Garin also clarified they do not have the authority to suspend the fuel excise tax, noting that this falls under the Finance Department's review. Earlier, President Bongbong Marcos signed a bill giving him the power to suspend or reduce excise taxes on petroleum products, but emphasized he would wait for the right time to act.
Kami po kasi sa Department of Energy, we are on the to make sure that we have oil in the country. Now, when we talk about the excise tax, medyo nasa nasa territory na ng Department of Finance. So to assess kung ano yung pinakamagandang formula, kasi
formula, ma'am, meaning kung magkano ang
magkano at kailan, and then and sa kailan mo ba charge yung excise tax pag nag-import ka? Marami kasing ginagamit, binibenta natin at ibebenta during the month of April kasi dumami na yung supply natin, naka-charge na yung excise tax. So, kailangan talaga may formula in a sense na kailan ba siya effective at pwede ba yan i-retroactive. But those are things that needs to be decided upon or evaluated ng Department of Finance.
Meanwhile, the Philippines has secured assurances from Iran for the safe passage of Philippine-flagged vessels through the Strait of Hormuz, but this does not mean fuel prices will immediately drop. Economist Bienvenido Opolas explained this is because oil products coming to the Philippines also come from Middle Eastern countries like Saudi Arabia and the UAE, which pass through the same sea channel. Senators are pushing for measures to help ease the impact of the global oil crisis. Nasa linya si Dexter Ganiban ng Abante para sa detalye. Dexter, ano-ano itong legislative measures na isinusulong ngayon sa Senado?
Yes, Mai. Naihain na ito ni Senator Loren Ligarda yung kanyang Senate Bill number 2020 o ang panukalang Bayanihan 3, Power to the People Act. Tugon ito sa nararanasang krisis sa supply ng langis dulot ng gyera sa gitnang silangan. Ilan sa mga isinusulong ng panukalang batas, Mai, ay itong 10 bilyong pisong presidential assistance for farmers, farm workers, and fisher folks. Ganon din ang 5,000 piso hanggang sa 10,000 pisong buwanan, monthly na fuel subsidy sa mga food producer at sa mga nasa transport sector. Pinapanukala rin ang pansamantalang pagsuspinde sa pinapataw na value-added tax o VAT sa essential goods and services na kinabibilangan ng mga pangunahing gamot, mga basic commodities gaya na lamang ng agri-products, noodles, gatas at iba pa. Pinapanukala rin ang realignment ng nasa 60 billion pesos na pondo mula sa 2026 national budget para pandagdag sa Universal Healthcare Fund. At isinusulong nito ang mas maraming charging station para sa mga electric vehicle. Samantala, Mai, nanawagan naman si Senate President Pro Tempore Ping Lacson sa administrasyon ni PBBM na pag-aralang muli yung pagsusulong ng joint oil and gas exploration sa China na isasagawa sa West Philippine Sea sa probisyong 6040 na kasunduan. Nakasaad naman anya sa saligang batas ng Pilipinas, partikular na yung Section 2 ng Article 12 na maaring pumasok ang Pilipinas sa co-production, joint venture o kaya ay production sharing agreements na 60% ownership ng Pilipino o korporasyon o asosasyon na pag-aari ng Pinoy. Mayaman anya sa natural resources ang ilalim ng karagatan ng West Philippine Sea, partikular sa langis at natural gas, pero kulang ang Pilipinas sa technical at pinansyal na kapasidad para sa pagsasagawa ng oil exploration na mag-isa. Panahon anya ng administrasyon ni dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte nang talakayin niya kasama sina SP Tito Soto at Senator Gringo Unasan yung panukala na sinuportahan noon ng nakaraang administrasyon. Kailangan anyang ikonsidera ngayon ng administrasyon ni PBBM ang usapin lalo't nagdudulot ng krisis sa supply ng langis ang giyera sa Israel at US laban sa Iran. At habang hindi pa natutulukan maya itong Middle East crisis, nanawagan din itong si Senate Committee on Agriculture and Food Chairperson Kiko Pangilinan na huwag namang pabayaan yung higit sa 6 na milyong food producers ng bansa dahil nasa 4.18 million lang ang mabibigyan ng ayuda mula doon sa 10 bilyong pisong budget ng Department of Agriculture, abay higit 6 million anya na mga rehistrado mangingisda at magsasaka ang hindi kabilang sa benepisyaryo. Pero maaari naman anya siyang isama sa iba pang ayuda program ng gobyerno gaya ng TUPAD, AIX at Protective Services for Individuals and Families in Difficult Circumstances. Mai?
Dexter, napag-uusapan na rin ngayon ang wealth tax. Katunayan, ilang linggo na rin itong lumalabas sa mga diskusyon. So ano ang sentimiento ng Senado tungkol dito sa wealth tax?
Oo, may mga ilang senador dyan na sumusuporta pero kailangan nilang maghain muna ng panukalang batas. Ang sabi, kailangang mabigyan na mas mataas yung mas mataas na buwis yung mga na bilong doon sa upper class o yung sa mga nasa 1% na mga pinakamayayaman na mabigyan ng buwis. Pero ito ay hanggang sa ngayon hinihintay natin kung merong magpapanukala para sa naturang hakbang. Mai.
Alright, maraming salamat Dexter Ganibe ng Abante, nag-uulat. Meanwhile, the House of Representatives is now preparing for the upcoming inquiry on the impact of the global oil crisis. Puntahan natin si Isaiah Mirafuentes live mula sa Batasang Pambansa. Isaiah, ano ang plano sa pagdinig?
Yes, may sa utos nga ni House Speaker Bo G.D. inaasang sa Miyerkules ay magsasagawa ng Joint Committee hearing ang House of Representatives kaugnay nga yan sa kasalukuyang krisis na nararanasan ng bansa. Imbitado sa Miyerkules ang 13 komite ng Kamara at makakasama nila ang mga executive agencies ng pamahalaan na makatutulong sa pagtugon sa kasalukuyang krisis. Sa eksklusibong panayam ng Bilyonaryo News Channel na kay House Committee on Energy Chair Representative Jose Alvarez, sinabi niyang kinakailangan magkaroon ng kautusan si Pangulong Marcos na bilisan ng Department of Energy ang implementasyon ng pag-abolish ng excise tax sa langis. Dahil kung hindi, posibleng umabot pa sa susunod na buwan bago ito maipatupad at maramdaman ng mga apektadong sektor. Sinabi rin ni Alvarez na dapat pansamantala munang suspindihin ang mga infra projects ng gobyerno kabilang na ang farm-to-market roads at gamitin ang pondo para sa subsidiya sa mga sektor ng apektado ng krisis. Naniniwala siyang maaari namang suspindihin ang mga proyekto sa loob ng 1 taon. Ayon pa sa mambabatas, dapat binabalik raw ng gobyerno ang kalahating halaga ng nawawalang kita ng mga tsuper kada linggo dahil sa mataas na krudo. At dapat hindi lang dito sa Metro Manila ang rollout ng ayuda kundi maging sa mga probinsya rin. Iginit rin niya sa ibang mga mambabatas na dapat hindi muna lumabas ng bansa para makadalo sila sa mga emergency session ng Kamara. Samantala, tinutulak naman sa Kamara ni Abralon District Representative J.B. Bernos na ang paggamit ng solar energy sa mga opisina ng gobyerno para makatipid sa gastusin ang pamahalaan. May nauna nang sinabi ni DSWD Secretary Rex Gatchalian na dadalo siya sa inaasang joint hearing nga dito sa Kamara kaugnay sa nangyaring krisis sa bansa. Sinabi rin sa atin ni Representative Alvarez na kung sakaling hindi raw sila matatapos sa Miyerkules ay tutuloy nila ang pagdinig sa susunod na araw, which is sa Thursday, April 9. Pagkakaroon din sila ng pagdinig sa April 13. Mai.
Maraming salamat Isaiah Mirafuentes, live nag-uulat mula sa Batasang Pambansa. Philippine inflation is expected to accelerate to 3.8% in March, up from 2.4% in February. But analysts say short-term spikes are expected. On BNC's Business 360, ATRAM Chief Investment Strategist Philip Hagedorn warned that inflation could reach 4 to 5% in some months due to higher oil prices. He adds, however, that as long as inflation remains within the government's 2 to 4% band, no interest rate hike is expected despite global pressures.
So don't get shocked. It's going to happen, and it can even go above 4 or 5% in a 1 month period, right? The more important is the longer term trend.
The average.
So what's the average for the year? We started the year at 2%, 1.8 to 2%, started to move up a bit.
Yeah.
We think that, again, our base case is this doesn't last too long, 6 to 8 months. The price of oil at $90 to $100 during that time. And that, on average, should keep us in the 4%
So in some months,
range.
inflation.
Labor leader Luke Espiritu says the government should take a more active role in the oil industry. Another round of fuel price hikes are expected tomorrow. It's the 5th straight week that fuel prices are going up. Espiritu, who is the president of the Bukluran ng Manggagawang Pilipino, told BNCs at the forefront that the government should accept ultra-Bilyonaryo Ramon Ang's offer to sell Petron, which has the country's sole oil refinery.
Siya nga mismo nakaka-recognize na kailangan aktibo ang gobyerno sa oil industry at willing siya na ang kanyang interest sa Petron ay ibalik niya sa gobyerno. Eh bakit walang taker sa gobyerno? Why? Hindi ko maintindihan na siya mismo nakaka-recognize na hindi na pwede yung oil deregulation law. Kailangan ang gobyerno uli ay maging player din sa oil industry. Bakit hindi nakikinig ang gobyerno?
Espiritu also asserts that aside from removing the VAT and excise tax on fuel, the Marcos administration should also implement a wealth tax.
You know, the government will be facing its own contradiction now. Kasi mawawalan siya ng revenue collection eh. Kasi nagre-rely nga siya sa consumption taxes. So the solution is not really to preserve yung ating tax regime, which relies more on consumption taxes like VAT and excise tax. The solution is to impose wealth tax.
In other news, political commentator attorney Jesus Falces warns of a possible political deal by the Marcos Jr. administration aimed at securing the conviction of Vice President Sara Duterte. Falces claims that senators linked to the flood control scandal could be involved, potentially shielding themselves from arrest warrants. VP Sara now faces impeachment complaints over the alleged misuse of confidential funds, both as Vice President and during her tenure as Education Secretary.
Baka kasi nagkakaaligluhan. I hope not. I hope not.
But
kung manonood ang mga BBM administration, si Yusek Claire Castro, with all due respect, Ombudsman Boying Remulla, the longer it goes, ang dating sa akin, nagkakaaligluhan eh. Hindi ka ikukulong in exchange for something.
Do you sense that? Do you sense that happening?
Yes.
To get a, let's say for instance, let's
to get to 16.
To get to 16.
Ako una nagsasabi niyan, sir. Ikiklaim ko ulit. Wala akong ibang narinig na nagkakaaligluhan. Ako una nagsasabi niyan. With all due respect sa administration at kay Ombudsman Boying, asa na yung nag-iinit? Si Bong Suntay nag-init na. Yung flood control, hindi pa.
Former Senator Bong Revilla Jr. and his co-accused have appeared before the Sandigan Bayan today for the first day of their bail hearing in the high-profile ghost flood control case in Pandi, Bulacan. Let's get the latest from Joash Malimban joining us on the phone. Joash, go ahead.
My former Senator Bong Revilla has appeared before the Sandigan Bayan 3rd Division for the first day of his bail hearing over a high-profile malversation case. Revilla is facing charges in connection with an alleged 92.8 million peso ghost flood control project in Pandi, Bulacan. The hearing is expected to run for 10 days with prosecutors set to present around 20 witnesses to support the case. Accompanying Revilla in court are his co-accused, including former officials of the Bulacan 1st District Engineering Office, Bryce Hernandez, RJ Domasig, Emilita Watt, Juanito Mendoza, and Cristina Pineda, who are also facing malversation charges. Prior to the bail proceedings, the anti-graft court entered a not guilty plea on behalf of Revilla after he declined to personally enter a plea during arraignment. His co-accused, including DPWH accountant Juanito Mendoza, also pleaded not guilty. Despite granting Revilla and his co-accused permission to seek reconsideration before the Office of the Ombudsman, the court emphasized that this does not mean a halt that the current proceedings nor void any existing warrants of arrest. The case continues as the court determines whether bail should be granted while trial is ongoing. Mai.
Joash, how is former Senator Bong Revilla doing? It's been months since he's been in detention. And how is he? Have you also talked to his lawyer? Kamusta ang kanilang pananaw tungkol dito sa bail hearing? Kung may positibo ba silang sentimento na magagrant itong bail for the former senator?
Hindi natin nakausap kanina yung kampo ni former Senator Bong Revilla, pero pagpunta niya kanina doon sa Sandigan Bayan, mukha namang malusog at hindi naman kumbaga nagpapakita na masyadong negative emotions itong kanyang kampo, at especially si former Senator Bong Revilla. And kung matatandaan nga natin, before ay nag-enter sila or nag-refuse sila na mag-enter ng guilty or not guilty plea para magpakita umano ng kanilang paninindigan na walang kasalanan itong si former Senator Bong Revilla dito sa kanyang malversation charge ukol sa isang alleged ghost flood control project dito sa Bulacan. Mai.
Alright, maraming salamat, Joash Malimban reporting. Coming up next, she is a model, host, and beauty queen in her own right. The first Filipina to be crowned Universal Woman back in 2024. What was her journey like and what is she up to now? Maria Gigante is here with us today. Stay tuned. The Daily Dish will be right back.
Magandang araw po sa mga kapwa ko Pilipino. Ako po si Alden Richards, isang proud Filipino taxpayer. Ngayon pong panahon ng income tax filing, hinihikayat ko po ang lahat ng mga taxpayers natin na mag-file at magbayad po ng kanilang income taxes on or before April 15, 2026. Ang tamang pagbabayad po ng buwis ay mahalagang ambag natin sa patuloy na pag-unlad ng ating bansa para sa mas maayos na serbisyo publiko at mga programang makakatulong sa pag-angat ng bawat mamamayang Pilipino. Upang maiwasan po natin ang rush o penalties, siyempre ayaw po natin yan, ay mag-file at magbayad po tayo ng maaga o sa takdang panahon. Para sa katagdagang impormasyon, bumisita lang po tayo sa website ng Bureau of Internal Revenue o sa pinakamalapit na BIR office sa inyong lugar. Ito po, paalala ko lamang po sa inyo, magbayad po tayo ng tamang buwis sa tamang oras para sa mas maunlad na Pilipinas. Maraming salamat po.
Hey, welcome back. You're still watching The Daily Dish. Our guest today dazzled the global stage to become the first ever Filipina to be crowned Universal Woman back in 2024.
As a champion of women empowerment, sustainability, and education, Maria Gigante will take us through her journey from being a woman with a dream hailing from Bantayan Island, Cebu, to being a beauty queen in her own right. Hello, Maria.
Hi.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I love the talk we had a while ago because you're so warm, you're so energetic. You came here, really elevated our own energy.
Definitely.
Really?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, like, the stuff we talked about can be on air, but Maria, let's start off first with how we started out here. Because we mentioned 2024.
Yes.
You won. You won a beauty pageant. You won the Universal Woman. And since then, 2024 has been a while back. But what have you been up to since that win, and how has that changed your life personally?
Would you believe me if I said it's almost like it was yesterday, actually? Because I feel like the journey just happened so fast. It was such a whirlwind. So actually, my manager, Arnold Vigafria, he had the random idea to send me to this pageant because they described that they were looking for someone like me, according to him.
Ooh, what is someone like you?
They were saying, he says that the CEO wanted somebody who was an effective communicator. I didn't toot my own horn, okay?
I mean, he's right.
He came to me, But I went. I took a leap of faith. You know, I had left pageantry behind because, you know, I'm 30. Like we said earlier, what you're doing in your 30s is what you'll be doing for the rest of your life. It's time to set your foundation. So I thought, why not just go on with my career? There's so many women out there that I look up to, like my mom, and they didn't need to have crowns for me to look up to them. In fact, I find them more inspirational because they got here in their own right, you know? And so I thought, okay, I'll let that dream go. Sabi ko, Lord, bigay ko na sa'yo. I will just be a host. I'm okay. 1 week later, they invite me to be Universal Woman and to represent the Philippines. And I ended up being the first Filipina sent and the first Filipina to win the crown.
Fantastic.
Crazy. I'm so grateful.
You know, well, it's so great because we talk about that experience. I'm sure it's from unexpected to all of a sudden wearing that crown, right? I mean, when did you realize that, you know, this could be a platform that you never thought that you'd have? Because you mentioned a while ago, that no one needs a crown to be able to influence anyone, right? But there you are with the crown. How did that change the way you did your work, the platform that you had to get your messages across?
Right. So, you know, in the world we live in today, it's very multimedia, right? And I'm a Virgo. I don't know if you believe in signs, but I'm a perfectionist. I was brought up by my parents not to be afraid of grit and hard work. And they didn't really matter what we did in our family of like 7, as long as we were excellent at it. So thanks, Mom and Dad and Pops. Yeah, all my parents, they're amazing. But with the crown, you know, it's a lot more difficult than you expect because you think when you compete that your life's going to get easier when you become a queen. But the answer is in the question. Like when you first get to orientation, they tell you, we need somebody who's going to audition like this is a job interview, right? So what you're doing when you're competing, you're going to do so much more of that in your reign. You're going to take your own content, do your own makeup, really be your own, you know, whole team. They say it takes a village, but I think what it takes to be a true queen is to be able to take it all in stride and shine under pressure, right?
Yeah. So you said you had a lot of influential women in your life. Did that help influence your advocacy with, I think it was Obras, right?
Obra, exactly. Wow, how do you know?
We study.
You study like I study. Like I probably said Obra once. So it's actually a rebranded platform that used to be under the name Zero Waste Polo, but I had to change it ever since because my passion is really fashion. It's really art. I see myself as a creative more than anything. And I kind of had this existential crisis, as one does when they're 23, right? What am I going to do in my life? What's going to give meaning? How can I give meaning to society? And so I founded this organization. I'd been volunteering with Gawad Kalinga for 7 years at this point. And they trusted me enough, along with a pageant called Binibining Cebu, which I won. Shout out to Sacred Heart Batch 85. We collaborated, made a school for skills. And in that school, until today, we repurpose burlap and flour sacks into reusable household items to promote sustainability. And what would surprise you the most is we think we need to educate everyone who lives in islands in the remote areas about how updated the world is. But no, they're actually the ones that are at the throes of climate change. So they realize it before we do. That's something that I've grown to cherish as an island person.
Because I feel like they're already accustomed to like sustainability and using the resources around them.
Right?
Yeah, it's like we can learn from that.
Exactly, culturally inherited knowledge.
Yeah. It's just fantastic because your experiences so far, I mean, you're learning from places that you didn't expect to learn.
Oh yeah.
You were working with Gawad Kalinga for a very long time. You're working with all these people that the goal was to educate, but you're learning more about what they're educated with.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And you take a look at all of that. How has that shaped who you are right now and the plans that you're making for the future? Because if I'm not mistaken, you know, we were talking a while ago about, you know, our plans in life, right? And we're talking about crossroads here. Where are we going to? Where are we going? Where are you going?
Where am I going?
Yeah.
What's next?
Actually, it's funny that this is playing right now because this is the stage that made me. After this question and answer, people actually started calling me like a gay icon because of my answer. Because I closed it with the tagline, the new era of beauty. And I want to get into that. Because I realized that being a queen, what it means to be beautiful in the 21st century is something that, an idea of a woman that's ageless, somebody who is resolved, who is sure of who she is and knows what she gives to the world, but also isn't afraid to collaborate. And I feel the true essence of a queen, for you to be really beautiful, is to be able to be strong and to know who you are representing. I take so much strength from being able to represent the Philippines. I would do it again if I have to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's the best thing ever.
Where does this all come from? Because the way that you're speaking right now is, one, it's obviously inspirational. It's such a great message. And at the same time, he mentioned it a while ago, you have to have had strong women in your youth to be able to be the woman you are right now. And you're trying to be that for other people.
Absolutely.
But can you tell us a bit more about who inspired you the most?
I have a grandmother. She used to be, I told you I'm an island girl, right? My grandmother on my mom, my dad's side, was an agricultural officer who actually propagated a very rare species of corn in the north of Cebu.
Wow, okay.
And if you've ever been to our island, in Bantayan Island, there's actually a canopy of trees that you travel through, which she planted when I was still a baby. Yeah, all the way to the main town. It's around like maybe 3 or more kilometers. That's my grandma and my grandpa. He's a fisherman. He was a fisherman. He became a practical arts teacher. And this great grandma, Lola Sepa, she's the one who inspired my community development project, OBRA. She's a seamstress, and one of her original ternos is on display in the barangay hall, like to this day.
Wow,
that's amazing.
You know
Yes.
what? You can
So
you can
inspirational.
tell the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. I think that's the expression.
OBRA is my love letter to the women in my family. They're very strong, very powerful. And let's not forget my mom. She was an OR nurse, a clinical instructor who pursued her master's and her PhD while raising 7 kids.
Yeah, you know what?
Yes.
Now I understand why.
Yeah.
You know that's
The dedication,
Yeah,
the discipline,
exactly.
all that.
We're running out of time for at least this part of the interview. We're going to have you on later again. But before we wrap this segment up, what message would you give to the young woman today who maybe might not have the type of inspiration that you did growing up,
Right.
but you being out here shows that you're trying to be that for others?
Yes, I like to ground myself as much as possible, but I want every young woman out there to know that your environment becomes who you are. So you have to surround yourself with people who make you think deeper, act wiser, and live better.
Great advice.
I love that. Beauty queen nga talaga.
Thank you.
An answer, all right? But we're going to take a quick break right now, Dom. All right, so don't change the channel as we get to know more about Universal Woman 2024, Maria Gigante. Stay tuned. The Daily Dish will be right back. Welcome back. You're still watching The Daily Dish. Now, before we move on to our rapid fire segment, we still have a lot more to talk about with the Miss Universal Woman 2024, Maria Gigante. And thank you again for being on the show. And the fantastic part is that you're from Cebu, Bantayan Island. Your life experiences has been so varied. The inspirational women who help really jumpstart your journey is nothing short of inspirational. You look at where you are right now. You're multi-hyphenated. You're a beauty queen. You're a businesswoman. You do so much. What takes your passion the most these days?
I think it's the value that you give to your community. I was raised as the oldest of 7. So I always was raised to put my community first. They say that it's a microcosm of the larger society. And it's the act of serving that I think is most in my heart.
Really?
So now, as the Executive Vice President of Universal Fashion, I don't know if that's ever happened before, that a queen got promoted, but I'm very honored to bring it into the next chapter and take my love of storytelling to the next chapter as well with a podcast that I'll be launching soon.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, wait. So can you tease us a bit more about this podcast? Like, what's the concept behind it? Again, you're a great communicator.
Right. Thank
I
you.
think that's safe to say, right?
Honestly,
that she's a great communicator. So
amazing communicator.
what is it gonna be about? How is it going to look and feel like?
Well, I love telling stories.
Yeah.
I'm a storyteller, just like the both of you. So that's all I can say for now.
Keep
But
it
it's
under
coming
us.
this summer and it's coming soon.
Oh,
I
fantastic.
hope someday I can have you guys there too.
Yeah,
We'd
for
love to,
sure.
yeah.
For
It'll
sure.
be your
I mean,
turn on
like-
the hot seat. Yeah.
I mean, like, look, I'd love
Be
to hear
ready.
more about his story going from San Diego back to the Philippines
Yeah.
and really trying to jump into the culture. And of course, with the way that you tell stories, fantastic. I cannot wait to hear it. But right now, we're on to the hardest part of the show.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it's the rapid fire segment.
Let's
So
go.
what we're going to go do here is that we have around 14, 15 questions
All right.
for you here. So I'm going to start things off. And then after that, you follow up with that. All right?
You ready?
So first thing that
go.
comes to mind, again, Maria Gigante's trademark. What is it?
Trademark the voice, I think.
Actually, yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Okay.
Yes.
Your love language.
Food.
Okay. It's a love
I
language.
cook for everyone.
It is now, yeah. The
And
most
when
important
people
one.
feed me, I fall in love with them.
There you go. The way to the heart is to the stomach.
Through the stomach, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So, no, I know the answer here, but we'll say it anyway. Beach or mountains?
Beach.
Yeah, right.
Anything
Same.
to do with the beach.
Yeah,
There you
yeah,
go.
I get you. All right.
Heels or sneakers?
Depends. Heels.
Heels. Depends on what they are,
Abot sa
right?
kaya, yeah.
Yeah.
As long as I can handle it, I will wear heels.
Okay,
Yes.
good. Staying in or going out?
In, definitely. In the beach.
Okay,
Yeah.
in the beach.
That's where you're at home.
Yeah.
So as a music lover, big
Yes.
concerts or intimate gigs?
Actually, my favorite is even if it's big or small, anything with an orchestra, a string quartet, and a piano.
Really? Wow.
Yes.
Classical.
Oh yeah,
Classical,
yeah.
I love
Oh, that's a vibe.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Yes.
what's on your playlist right now?
Oh my gosh, that's so hard.
Yes.
It's a song called Housebroken, but don't listen to it because you're guys.
That's all I want to
Yeah,
do
now
right now.
now I have to
right?
listen to it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Biggest career highlight?
Biggest career highlight, it would have to be now. I just got the best pep talk, from Tito Arnold and my CEO Carolina and our president Tito Florence. And I think that I can feel a paradigm shift in my life, and I'm looking forward to it. My nerves have shifted to excitement to see what beauty we can create.
Oh, that's great. Okay, so what's on your FYP?
What's on my FYP?
Yeah.
Mostly makeup and skincare.
Okay.
Yeah, I
That
have
makes sense.
eczema, so I'm really big on skincare. Yes.
Okay.
And what is your guilty pleasure?
Guilty pleasure? Oh, so I love butter. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, butter makes everything better.
Well, I had a bistro. We made croissants. Sorry, croissant.
Croissant.
You gotta
Yeah, you gotta put the
Yeah.
little je ne sais quoi.
Say croissant.
Oh,
Croissant.
Croissant.
Yeah. I don't know if I said that right.
I mean, it
Thanks,
sounds
Hugo,
right.
for teaching me. Yeah.
Moving on to your favorite exercise.
Favorite exercise? What, for longevity or just what I enjoy the most?
You enjoy the most.
Oh, I like to run. I'm at Run Club every Monday.
Okay.
Bench Run Club, proud bench ambassador over here. But I really enjoy anything to do with the whole body. So like swimming or calisthenics.
Okay.
But in nature, kayak, definitely.
Kayaking.
Yeah, I have six kayaks.
Yeah, you mentioned a while ago you dream about kayaking.
Ah, there's my board.
There it is. Oh, there it is. Fantastic.
surfer
Yes,
too.
I dreamt about my kayak.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
fantastic.
Current designers you're obsessed with?
Oh, that's so hard.
So many to choose from.
I'm always on the lookout for new designers. I recently met one. She's from Butuan, and her name is JL. And JL or LJ, I keep messing it up, but I love you, girl. She's Bisaya like me, and I love discovering new artists. I love discovering young artists because they challenge you, to step outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Yes, and see yourself differently.
All right. So bilang isang Bisaya, someone from Cebu,
Bisaya ako, yeah.
dish you'd serve anytime.
A dish I'd serve anytime, kinilaw.
There. Oh,
That's my
Period.
favorite.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
kinilaw.
say.
Yeah, I
Right?
love
You're
seafood.
real.
Okay.
Yeah, island boy, island girl.
Island boy, island girl, exactly.
All right. And our last question:
Last one. What will you do with P1B?
1 billion pesos.
Oh, 1 billion pesos?
Yes.
Hopefully find a solution to our economy.
Well, you know what?
there you
You'll
go.
need more than 1 billion for that.
I don't know. Who
But we
knows? I
appreciate
can
But you
work
gotta
my
start somewhere.
magic.
Yeah.
Sana all Bilyonaryo, honestly.
Oh my gosh. But you know what? That's our last question, and we really appreciate the time. I mean, you're so fantastic to talk to.
Thank you.
For
It's
those
really
who
fun.
want to
You guys are
follow you, find out what you're doing next, and stay updated, where can they do so?
Oh, catch me on social media at Maria Giant or The Maria Giant on YouTube. Even better, I'll be breathing life into that channel soon. So I'll see you guys all there.
All
And
right.
your new podcast.
Maria Giant. You know what? I like that. All right. So, ladies and
Giant,
gentlemen,
yes.
thank you so much. 2024 Universal Woman, Maria Gigante. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
Thank you so much.
All right. All right, Dom, take it away.
All right. World Sports and Entertainment is up next. Stay tuned to The Daily Dish.
Welcome back to the Daily Dish. We begin world news with an update on the Iran war. U.S. President Donald Trump extends the deadline for Iran to reopen the Strait of Hormuz or face devastating attacks on its energy facilities. The strait usually carries about a fifth of global oil and liquefied natural gas. The new cutoff is for Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Trump warns Tehran's power plants and bridges could be destroyed if no deal is reached. He claimed Iran had conceded on nuclear development and said negotiations could lead to a resolution within days. Trump says almost nothing would be off limits if Tehran fails to act, keeping the Strait of Hormuz crisis in focus. Artemis II is set to break a half-century space record by flying farther from Earth than Apollo 13. NASA says the Orion spacecraft will surpass over 248,000 miles today and reach nearly 253,000 miles at its farthest point. The crew will conduct a lunar flyby, observing both the moon's near side and about 21% of the far side, while following a detailed science and imaging plan. The mission marks NASA's first crewed flight around the moon since Apollo and will test systems and operations for future lunar landings.
Luxury apartment hunting, Paris edition. Filipino-Moroccan actress Sarah Labati appears in the Parisian agency. Exclusive properties touring high-end homes with a budget of up to 5 million euros or over 300 million pesos. Set in Paris, she's even seen speaking French while searching for the perfect space for her family. The show follows elite firm Kretz & Partners as they close multi-million euro deals. She shares 2 kids with Richard Gutierrez, whom she separated from in 2024. Here at home, fashion icon Heart Evangelista trends online after receiving a rare Hermes Kelly vibrato from an online seller. In an Instagram live, she said it was her second gift after a Tiffany blue Kelly, quickly sparking online buzz. A post by user Davao Migrant questioned her claims and dragged in husband Senator Chis Escudero, citing his role as a public official. Some critics criticized her as out of touch, while others defended her, saying there's no solid proof behind claims that taxpayer money was used. A cyber attack has shaken the iconic Uffizi galleries in Florence, forcing officials to transfer valuable jewels to the Bank of Italy. Hackers reportedly assessed security systems, internal maps, and sensitive data. They are also believed to have stolen the gallery's full digital photo archive. The museum houses masterpieces like Botticelli's Birth of Venus and Primavera paintings, along with Michelangelo's Donatella, raising concerns over cultural security.
Now on to the world of sports. A 12-year-old Filipina skateboarder is turning heads on the world stage. Maisel Pares Alegado leaps into the global top 20 after a show-stopping performance in the Brazil Championships. Anton Rojas has the story.
Maisel Pares Alegado is on the rise in world skateboarding. The young Filipina sensation surged from number 31 to number 20 in the latest global rankings, following an impressive showing at the Skateboarding World Championships in Sao Paulo, Brazil last month. The California-based skateboarder continues to build momentum after making history as the youngest Southeast Asian Games gold medalist, capturing the women's park title in Thailand last December. In an exclusive interview with The Scorecard, the 12-year-old said she draws inspiration from fellow Filipina standout Alex Ayala and her recent success on the international tennis stage.
She for sure inspires me because she's so nice, she's so good, and she works hard it's so cool. I love to look up to her.
Alegado now shifts her focus to the World Cup skate park event this June in Italy, which also serves as a qualifier for the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics.
I'm just looking forward to having fun, doing my best. Like, I'm just going to train hard for it. And for sure, I really want to progress from Brazil. Like, I want to be stronger, get more tricks, and get harder tricks. And yeah.
Alegado first made headlines in 2023, competing in the Asian Games in Hangzhou at just 9 years old, becoming the youngest member of Team Philippines. Anton Rojas, Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Moving on to hoops, the Lakers, currently sitting at the number 3 seed, must navigate the loss of Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves as they approach the postseason. The LA Lakers have now lost 2 games in a row, more recently under the 45-point performance under Dallas Mavericks rookie Cooper Flagg. But more notably, a heartbreaking 43-point loss against the defending champions, the Oklahoma City Thunder. Following the Thunder game, 2 of their key offensive pieces have been ruled out due to injury, with Luka Doncic being out indefinitely due to a grade 2 left hamstring strain, and Austin Reeves with an oblique injury that rules him out for the rest of the regular season. This now forces coach JJ Redick to reshape the lineup around 22-time All-Star LeBron James to serve as the leading man once again for the Los Angeles Lakers during the first round of the playoffs. Coming up next, Ferdi Salvador's one-on-one interview with the Cebu-based fashion designer Cary Santiago. Stay tuned, don't go away.
So we're here in Cebu with one of the most brilliant designers here in Manila, but she is Cebu-based. We have the Cary Santiago with us. Thank you so much for making time for coming here.
Daghang salamat and welcome to Cebu.
Daghang salamat as well. Most people, we don't really know the story of how Cary Santiago started. Take us back to, I guess, your childhood. And what inspired you to become what you are today? One of the best fashion designers in Manila. My opinion lang ha. I'm such a fan.
Thank you. Thank you for that. I started at a very young age. As far as I can remember, I was already in the process of, in the environment of making clothes because my mom is a costurera.
Aww.
So I was part of the process of making clothes already because just for me not to disturb her where she's finishing orders, I would be asked to, fold this, bring me that magazine, do a straight line here, give me the pins. So I see every actions in making clothes. So there I can say I started at a very young age. And then I remember myself working for an RTW company at the age 15.
Wow.
I was so enthusiastic already. I wanted to become a fashion designer already. I wanted to see my clothes being produced. So there I submit sketches to an RTW company. I was still in high school at that time. And then at the age 21, I already opened my small atelier where I entertain loyal clients and friends and families.
At 21.
And then at the age 24, I left for Dubai.
So when you moved to Dubai, what was the intention of moving there?
Well, to get more experience as a fashion designer, because I heard Dubai that time were doing haute couture pieces already. Middle Eastern women are known to wear high fashion clothes. So I asked my mom, and she told me, you have to go, we're not rich. So maybe you can, make your world bigger and get out of a small pan. There's a big ocean out there. So she was very supportive. I worked for a couture house for 3 years before I moved to Beirut.
Okay, so you were in Dubai for 3 years and you moved to Beirut?
For another 3 years.
Okay, wow. And how do you think being in Beirut and Dubai shaped how you design your clothes now?
They had influenced me a lot because I learned so many techniques from Dubai and from Beirut. because Beirut is also known as the fashion capital. This is the home of Elisab, Zohair Murad, George Chakra, George Obeik, a lot of them. So it's like when you're in Beirut, literally you can see many small ateliers doing clothes. It's like almost like a sari-sari store here in the Philippines.
wow.
Yeah. So there are small couture houses, there are small tailoring shops. They really love clothes there. So I learned so many things there.
So from Beirut and Dubai, you moved back to Manila. How come you moved back and decided to come back here in Cebu?
There was a war between the militant group Hezbollah and they're based in Lebanon and Israel. So it was a literal war where you can see aircrafts above you, bombing here and there.
That's
the
so
sound of
scary.
it is scary. So that brought me back to the Philippines. Although I was asked by my boss to stay or maybe move out of the city because part of Beirut was already bombed. So for me to be safe and move in the northern part, in the mountainous area of Lebanon, but because it was not safe for me. I was feeling maybe this can escalate anytime because the country had a history of civil war and it lasted long. So I told myself, I will just come back.
Okay.
If everything will be okay, we'll go back to normal.
And when you moved back here to Cebu, how was it starting over again and reintroducing Cary Santiago as a couturier now? Because before you were saying you were just doing ready to wear. What made you decide to do that switch? And how did you reinvent yourself and reintroduce yourself to the world when you came back here to Cebu?
It's a long story.
We have time.
We have time, but I'm going to start from the time I returned back here. So I wasn't doing anything out of boredom. My boss told me just wait for the country to return back to normal. So while waiting, I wasn't doing anything, of course, because I was on leave. So it was like a vacation out of boredom. I joined the Young Designers competition in Manila, and then I luckily won.
Congratulations.
Then I had my first trip in Europe around that time. 2004. So from there, since I was asked by my boss to prepare collection to be sent to Beirut while there's still chaos, because there's still while war is still ongoing. So I produced the pieces here, send them there. Luckily, my boss allowed me to use the collection for a show in Manila. Jackie Aquino contacted me, that Tilma Chuson San Juan of the Metro Publishing Company, if I can mention, was looking for me, the winner of the Young Designers competition. So I was so elated. I said, oh my God, I have the collection ready. So I feel like it was meant to be. So I presented my collection, brought them in Manila. There were 21 designers in the show. Jackie Aquino was the director and the choreographer at the time of that show. And then when the other designers saw the pieces, they were so nice, and they said, maybe we can give the finale to Cary Santiago. Out of the 21 designers, I was given the last spot.
Yeah,
to
save
present
the best for last.
Yeah, and I saw familiar faces when my name was called on stage. I was given a bouquet, and I stepped back because I got a standing ovation almost, in the crowd, and I saw familiar faces. I said, I can name them. There's Ben Chan, Lucy Torre was wearing me, and Richard, Tessa Prieto, there was Alice, Charo Santos, and Katrina Ponce, and really, and a lot of them. I can name them. I was looking around the stage there, the people around the stage, and I can name them almost all of them. I was elated. I was so happy. It was one of the best moments in my life that was given a bouquet. I was acknowledged as a designer because I work as a ghost designer. I was working as a ghost designer in the Middle East.
Yeah, well, and speaking of being a ghost designer, off camera, Cary and I were speaking about this. If y'all don't know, actually none of us knew this, you were a ghost designer for Katy Perry for her E.T. music video with Kanye West. He designed, or Miss Cary designed all the clothes.
I made all the clothes,
Amazing.
but I cannot get the credits because I was working for a couture house.
But still, yeah, you designed it, so that's the ghost
I
designing.
replicated some of the pieces here.
That's amazing. Your style, you're known for being structural, architectural, and very just beautiful art pieces that I don't even want to wear because they're just so pretty to look at. Was that always your style before, even when you started?
Well, in both financially and time as well, because when you're given enough time and you are financially stable and capable, you can produce beautiful things. Everything is possible because you have enough time, you have the finances to back it up. So it's an evolution.
Do you remember when you started making pieces like this?
Way back in Beirut, yes, I was already doing this kind of aesthetic.
So when people see a Cary Santiago piece, what do you want them to feel and how do you want them to respond to your pieces?
Well, it's always a beautiful feeling if someone is happy wearing you. I think that's it. The client just have to be, she just have to be happy and confident that she's wearing you. So it's a give and take, right? You make her feel beautiful and confident, and then she'd give me back the trust that I need.
What was a moment that was emotional for you and the client?
I remember I was in bed and still in bed. It was early in the morning, and I just finished praying, and then I saw a text that was from 6 months ago. And then I read it. I opened and read it. I had the time to read because I was still in bed, and I just prayed. And it says, "It was my dream, and my dream up until now to wear a Cary Santiago. I am a bride, and I remember passing by your atelier, and it's always been my dream to wear you. My wedding will be in this month, and I hope you can read this message, and I'd like to know if I'll be able to afford you." So that was quite emotional for me, right? Kasi tapos ko lang mag-pray.
Right.
So I responded. I said, well, anyone can have a Cary Santiago when you wish for it. So she texted me, "Oh my God, are you sure about this one? Why won't you come? And let's meet. So tell me about your dream wedding gown." To make the long story short, I granted it, and I said, "This is free. This is for free." She was crying, and she cannot believe it. And then again, long story short, we produced the gown, and she fitted it for the last time. She almost fainted because she said, "I cannot believe this is a gift from you, and it has always been my dream to wear you." So it was emotional for both of us. Because I think for someone who wished for something, I can be a fairy godmother.
Exactly.
Right?
You made it
so I played a fairy godmother for that dream. It did come true.
That's so sweet. Okay, I'm gonna message Cary Santiago. It's my dream to wear you, and you can grant my wish soon enough. Let's talk about your design process. It's so intricate. Everything is by hand. Like for the dress beside me, I remember seeing this at your fashion show. How long does it take essentially to make just this one piece?
For a fashion designer, you have to have an inspiration. So that's literal, darling. Can be your mom or someone else.
Yeah. Okay, so
inspiration.
Let's pocket for your inspirations.
So you have to have an inspiration. So that is the theme that you want to present. And then you start sketching. When you have the sketch, you will do the fabrication. This is the most tedious part of making clothes, sourcing out materials. I'm from Cebu, so I have to fly to Manila to source of materials, check which specific fabric to fit on a specific sketch or design. So that is the most tedious or the most difficult part, if that's the word, is the fabrication. And then when you have the fabrics, you start to do or build on the mannequin the basic, which is the corset. Right under that dresses, there's a corset. And when you have the corset, as a fashion designer, you have to look at it and then check your sketch and then visualize if it would look good. If that specific sketch would fit on, a particular form that you have in the mannequin already. So being a fashion designer is like a painter. Myself, I learned the technique of moulage, building everything on the mannequin. So I have the basic there, which is the corset or the lining, and then I build everything. I make a parang cardboard paper, parang to sketch until when the wings would until which part, and then at the bottom part. So I like a dummy, and it's like a puzzle. So you put each of these blocks one by one like a puzzle. So bago yan lahat, it was made of cardboard and air foam.
Wow.
So we visualize everything, if it's already beautiful, if it's okay, the proportion is there, and then we translate it to fabrics, and we did the beadings after. And there's a little editing. It's not easy.
It's a process.
It's a process.
So how long was this for this one dress? From start to finish, how long was it? Like how many
I think 3 months with 3 people working, I would say 600 to 700 hours to finish this.
That's amazing. And you were talking about inspiration earlier. I want to know who your inspirations are. Who do you look up to, designer-wise, first?
Internationally, I have 3 sweethearts. 3 that I love.
Let's name the sweethearts.
3 that I love so much. Is NAIA, Jean-Paul Gaultier, and Gianfranco Ferrer. But I have a new sweetheart, a new favorite now. Daniel Roseberry of Schiaparelli.
Amazing. Oh my gosh, the new Schiaparelli, all their new line right now, even the new store in Hong Kong. Beautiful. Oh, we can go visit there together.
One of these days.
One of these days. Now let's go back. Now that you are where you are here, like I said, you're one of my favorites.
Thank you.
I'm such a fan. You've been through a lot. You've moved to a lot of places. What would your advice be to your 20-year-old self? And advice and message.
I would like to thank myself first or to congratulate myself for being so resilient after all the hard works that I have been through, from where I started and to where I have become. I started designing at a very young age. I am half of a century already.
You don't look it.
And I started at 15, so it's like, if you look at it, it's like a full circle already plus. I look old, in fact, for my age, because I worked so hard, tirelessly.
It doesn't show, don't worry, you look fabulous.
Thank you so much. So first, I'd like to thank myself, and if I look back, it's emotional because I did not come from a rich family. I was on my own. In fact, I remember my mom telling me, just go, we're not rich. Maybe there's a bigger ocean out there. There's a big ocean out there, so don't stay here. So I remember that. It was always my, what's this? I keep it as a core. This is like a backbone for me, my foundation for me to become successful. Because I have to constantly remind myself that I have to be good with what I do, because this is the only work I know. This is where I get everything from.
A lot of young designers look up to you. You're an inspiration to them. Your story is an inspiration. What is an advice you would like to give the young designers who are watching you today?
For the young designer, for all the young designers out there, technical skills and creativity are crucial for a fashion designer. But for me, what's so important is the integrity and the trustworthiness, because this is a collaboration among, I mean, from the designer to a client. So when they come to you, they trust you. And for me, this is what will make you successful, because you have to have these two essential.
And is that what you think sets you apart from all the other designers?
Well, I think a lot of them, they also have that, right? Because there are a lot of very successful designers that I look up to in Manila. But for all the young designers out there, this is, for me, this is very essential to have the integrity and the trustworthiness, because when they come to you, they start to trust you that you can deliver, that you can give the item that they have in mind. So we want our client to wear them, go out of your atelier happy, and give you a hug and thanking you for a job well done. You know, it's like winning, right?
100%. Okay, so I'm gonna ask Cary like 3 questions, super quick. This is gonna be our mini rapid fire here at Cebu. All right, so first, what is a word to describe your style, your design style?
Classic.
Classic. Okay, so if your designs, your gowns were to be a landmark in Cebu, since you're from Cebu, which landmark would it be and why?
The most historical landmark is the Magellan's Cross. Because my clothes are meant to last a lifetime. So they're classic, just like the Magellan's Cross. It will be there forever.
And lastly, what legacy do you want to leave behind?
A legacy to leave behind. I want people to remember me as someone who was generous to his community. Because I help the young designers. I am creating mini fashion shows for them, because I remember growing up, it was difficult for me to present my collection because we need someone to guide. I mean, now I'm guiding young designers, and I am continuing the Cebu Young Designers Competition. This is the legacy I want to leave behind. That I am someone who makes beautiful clothes, beautiful classic clothes, and someone that helped the community. I think nothing is more beautiful than, giving back to your community.
And before we let you go, I'm so excited for what's next. You told me off camera what's next for Cary Santiago. Can you tell our viewers what's next for you? What show? What new collection?
I have been designing clothes for quite a long time now, and I want to mellow down. I want to spend more time for myself, because I am into custom service, custom-made service. So I have to be in front of the client, entertain them, fit them. So it takes more of my time. So I've been wanting to have a time for myself this time. So I am planning to have a ready-made, and hopefully I will be presenting this in Manila. No details yet, but this is what I have been planning for a long time, and hopefully it will materialize, because I want to go back to painting. So I will have more time for myself, because I also paint. So I will have the ready-mades there, make a business for myself, generate income while I do my hobby, which is painting. And I can spend more time with family and friends. I love to cook as well. I think this is the balance of life that we have now that I'm growing. I'm feeling that I'm growing old. Tumatanda na ako.
Well, that's beautiful. Well, I'm looking forward to your ready-made pieces. This is going to be your first collection, right?
This is my first ready-to-wear collection. They will be pret-a-couture. These are couture pieces and separates, not so expensive, I mean. So they will be readily available, and they're not as expensive as my custom-made pieces, because these are separate. So a couture top, a couture skirt maybe, and there are some pieces in corset.
Beautiful. Well, I'm looking forward to that. Thank you again, Daghang salamat
Daghang
for your
salamat, and thank you for
time.
having me, Bilyonaryo.
Yeah, the pleasure is all ours. Ladies and gents, that was the Cary Santiago with us, and we'll see you guys soon.
That was Monique Tuzon Basi's interview with Cary Santiago. A while ago, I introduced it as Ferdi Salvador's interview, but they look alike. It's fine. All right, now we're going to move on to sports. Gilas Pilipinas showed a lot of grit and grind in the FIBA 3x3 Asia Cup in Singapore. The women's side took home this silver after showing real heart, keeping up with Australia in the early minutes of the game, but things went south from there. Sheila Salaysay has his story.
History made, and the story is far from over. The Gilas Pilipinas women's 3x3 have written Philippine basketball history, storming their way to a breakthrough silver medal finish in the FIBA 3x3 Asia Cup 2026. This is the country's first ever podium finish in the tournament, and it didn't come easy. Facing powerhouse Australia in the finals at OCBC Square, Gilas found themselves in an early hole. The Aussies came out firing, building a 6-0 lead and dictating the tempo from the opening possession. The Filipinas struggled to find their rhythm in the half court until Casey De La Rosa stepped up. The two-time UAAP MVP ignited a spark, knocking down back-to-back baskets to finally put Gilas on the board. But just as momentum began to shift, Australia responded with hot shooting from beyond the arc, pulling away for good. Veteran Afril Bernardino refused to back down, delivering 3 straight buckets in the closing stretch. But the gap proved too wide. A late push capped by Cheska Apag wasn't enough as Australia sealed an 18-9 victory, secure.
Coming into this tournament talaga, the expectation was not like this. I mean, last year we came off a actually historic achievement. Then we were able to make the top 4 for the first time also. And then very emotional din last year because we won it with only 3 players. We had an injury.
Altamirano emphasized the bold decision to overhaul the lineup, injecting youth while keeping a strong veteran core. Despite the changes, one thing remained constant: the trust built through years of playing together.
Coming in this year, I actually brought a completely different lineup. I had 3 new players. 2 young players and then 1 talagang, well, you could say one of the best women's basketball players. I trusted our team, especially our veterans. We've been together for the last 2 to 3 years, so talagang we relied on our chemistry and our experience.
But the road to silver was anything but smooth. From the moment they landed, the challenge was already clear.
It wasn't really an easy task. Pagdating pa lang dito, alam na namin na we were gonna be playing Australia. So we really had to win our first game against Tonga. Surviving and achieving our first goal of making the quarterfinals. And then we had to play Mongolia, again, the number 2 seed or the number 2 ranked country in Asia. 3rd year in a row that we beat them. So talagang that was the momentum or the push that gave us the confidence coming into Japan.
In Pool B, alongside Singapore and Brazil, the Filipinas enter as the top seed, ranked 19 in the world and riding the momentum of their breakthrough campaign. And should they carry that momentum through, the reward is even bigger, a spot in the FIBA 3x3 World Cup 2026 from June 1 to 7, where the Philippines will have the chance to go beyond Asia and prove they belong among the world's best. Sheila Salaysay, Bilyonaryo News Channel.
That's it.
And that's it for us today, Monday, April 6th. Join us again tomorrow for more Real Talk.
A lot of spilled tea with zero filter. I'm Paolo del Rosario, always on top with the news and stories that matter the most.
And I'm Dominic Camozzi. Stay tuned to the Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Thank you for making us your lunchtime companion. I'm Mai Rodriguez, and that's a daily dish. Serve! Did you do this?
Congratulations.